What is going on, top deckers? Welcome back to the solo pod. Like I previously mentioned earlier this month's a little tricky with scheduling, and for myself as well. So not just on Raid's end. And yeah, so we're just going to do a brief solo pod, give the people what they want. You know what I'm saying? Hate myself. So brief as it may be, I want to talk about. We're obviously preparing for the regional. This is going to be the last podcast before said regional. So I want to give a snapshot of where we're at as a group. Myself, Raid, the rest of the Top Deck Entertainment crew. As we move into what is ramping up to be a huge weekend for us. So, yeah, let's get into it. Look, guys. This is not the Matt podcast. This is the Top Deck Entertainment podcast. But Matt's having a pretty crazy week. I won't go into the details, but it's been a great week for Matt. And, it was Dan of TDE fame, recognition, infamy. It was Dan's birthday this weekend. We went out. We had a great night. Earlier in you guys would have seen Dan's birthday gift that we gave him on Matt's CS. Then, the next week we gave him the shirt for him to wear to his birthday. So that was pretty cool, and he did. If I could find a picture, maybe I'll put it in, but no promises. We had a great night, and earlier that day, I went over to Dan's early before the party got started, around 4 or something. And we just started playtesting, ripping it. Dan playing VSK9, me playing Dracotail branded, getting game 1s in, and then sending Dan first probably like 4 times in a row. Just like, dude, just keep going, keep hammering it. And I got to find out what I can do because as I've specified, as I've mentioned, this is a tough matchup for my deck. It's not easy. I have to open very well, and I have to play very well. And that's been frustrating, as I've explained on the show before. But it's that competitive drive where I'm starting to really get pissed off about how difficult it is. And because of that, I want to win so bad. And I'm expecting a lot of Dracotail. It's a lot of mirror matches. Friend of the team, friend of the show, John. We've been getting some mirror matches in. And that's kind of what I want to talk about is playtesting. How to playtest, when to playtest, who to playtest with. I think at kind of like a high level of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Jesse Cottons and Josh Smits of the world. Triff. When you're playing at that high level, then maybe your playtesting is limited because your deck building strategy could be the X factor to get you over, to put you in the top cut of a YCS. So it's secretive almost when you're playtesting, when you're coming up with strategies that you're going to employ at these big events. On the regional level, I don't find that as much, obviously. I still want to win. I want to beat everybody I play, whether they're TDE members or not, whether they're people on our local circuit or not. Visiting people from out of town, I want to crush those guys. Shout out to the West Empire and shit. And if you're coming into the city, you're going to get smacked up. But what's been cool, and something I've never experienced before, is that everyone on our local circuit is kind of on the same wave. All of like the sweaty players, not literally like people who care a lot about it. They're all kind of on the same wave of let's fucking test. Let's get games in. Guys that I don't normally hang out with or even talk to that much. Hitting each other up and being like, yo, let's test because I know you're playing this deck and you're playing this build of that deck and I need to get data. But it's been really cool to see how, in a time like this where everyone's ramping up to the same event, there's this sense of community where you're probably not, in any other circumstance, you wouldn't be willing to share your strategies leading into something where you and I could be competitors. But because playing against me helps you and me playing against you helps me, then there's this sort of let the best duelist win. Whoever's got the best hand when the time comes, whoever plays their best during the match, that person's going to win. And it's not going to be a matter of you didn't know what to do. You just didn't have the resources to do it. And that's the game, right? Now, everybody else showing up to this regional, I don't care if they know it. If they do something, if they, target the unaffected Dogma Dragon with Imperm, I'll go, okay, it resolves. And and then we'll just keep moving on. But now, and at the regional, this same guys that I'm playtesting with, um, they're also going to suffer that same fate if they make those types of mistakes because we put in the time. We've done the, we've done the take backs. We've done all the playtesting. So now when it comes time to the event, you got to put your money where your mouth is, and there's no take backs at a regional. Um, so it has been cool to see the sense of community and people that would otherwise not spend time with each other be like, let's get in the lab, bro. So that's been cool to see. And at the end of the day, I think maybe that's what it's all about. I'm truly competitive when it comes to this game, but yeah, from recently, I've been appreciating the communal aspect of it more so than ever, which I think is valuable. And at the end of the day, that's why we play these games. If it was not for TDE, I would not play this game, just generally. And I especially would not play it at the level that I currently play it at. Not to say I'm very skilled, but I wouldn't be trying as hard to be good at it because there's this. It's really cool to see within TDE. There's this energy, um, you know, that I'm definitely putting out. That's like, guys, lock the fuck in. We are going to do the best we can. Um, and if you've been following this channel for a long time, I think the first video we've ever posted was this same tournament. It's going to be in the same spot, and we did poorly as a group. John, TDE John, John Prime, he went X2 and just bubbled out of the top cut. And, that was a bit of a wake up call. Weird circumstances. I've talked about this a lot. Malice had just been hit. Um, but, Draco Tail has been hit recently, and I don't have that same dread in prep. This is the last week before the tournament, and if I think back a year ago, not quite a calendar year, but the last time this event was happening, I was in such a different place with my expectations, um, my skill level, and just wanting to get it over with because I knew it was going to go poorly, and I hoped for the best, but I prepared to not be satisfied by the results, and I wasn't. But we had a great time. And another cool thing is, we're already preparing what we're going to do immediately following the tournament. We're going to have a great time. And normally, I would say that, prepping a night out or a feast afterwards is like, yeah, do it after you win. And if you don't win, then maybe you don't do it. But I'm just so proud of the guys right now. On Sunday afternoon, there was 2 OTSs going on in the city at the same time, and nobody went to either of them. It's like, we're meeting up at the shop, and we're playtesting, and we did. And the shop owner comes in at one point. He's like, "Oh, look, it's the top 8 from next week's regional." Now, let's knock on wood here. We're keeping our expectations, realistic, but that would be pretty cool. And going back to that first video we posted, the thumbnail is our whole team topped, and we fucking didn't. But it was funny to say it because we had done so poorly. But now even if we don't get there, there is that expectation of like we are capable. Um, and it would be really cool to pull something like that off. So proud of the guys. Celebration coming afterwards, regardless of the results. We could brick all 9 rounds or whatever, and that would still be okay because we gave it our best shot and we've been training for it. Um, yeah, it's just been cool to see how the community has come together, all with the goal of doing their collective best. So that's sweet. My week in Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess I should touch on. I didn't play tournaments a whole lot this last like month-ish. I've been slowing down on my tournaments and just trying to play test as much as I can. And I don't know, for me, if you've been watching this pod, like we follow myself and Raid's arcs as players every week. Um, and I've been playing this deck a long time, and this feels like a last dance kind of situation where I'll never put this deck down until they kill it. But after this, I'm going to take a break. And I feel like everything has been ramping up towards this event because I want my revenge from last time. I felt like I kind of got slighted and I wasn't able to adapt, and that's on me. But this time around, I have no excuses. Been doing the work, been playtesting. If I do poorly, it's because I deserve to do poorly. And that's fine too. I have fun playing this game. I don't have fun losing. But at the end of the day, everything has felt like it's leading up to this event. And it's going to be a nice chapter, a nice end of a chapter of this kind of era. And then we reset from there and we keep moving it forward. This show's not ending. This channel's not ending. Matt CS is still in full force. But maybe after this, there's a deep breath and exhale. Of like, we did our best, whatever the results may be. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to show up on the big stage in a way that's like leaving it all out there, kind of thing. Game 7 type shit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, not leaving anything to like, oh, if I had known or if I had done this or blah blah. Just play the games, and you know, you know what you're doing because you put yourself in this position because you've done the work and you play testing. So that's fun. What else can I talk about? Let's talk about Matt CS. Um, so Dan was on camera. He had the hot seat, and Dan and I matched up round 2. He played Stefan in round 1. Um, and who the fuck did I play? Chad. I played Chad. Um, so I beat Chad. Dan beat Stefan. Me and Dan matched up. We played game 1. Now, Dan playing VSK and me playing Draco Dell. The game 1, I feel, skewed to the dice roll, but also skewed in his favor, or that deck's favor. And I was able to win game 1, going second, I think. So that was kind of cool. That was pretty validating for the way I've decided to build my deck. Which from this point forward, I'm going to be keeping under wraps in case we got some neighboring city guys watching this. It's going to be a surprise to whatever extent. But yeah, and then I lost 3 more games. Now, best of 3, how did I lose 3 more games? So in our game 3, I droll Dan. And we both forget about droll. And Dan's kind of like scratching his head like, what happened there? Because I just biffed it. And then we went back and we looked at the footage. And Dan was like, I can't in good faith let this stand. I don't want to win this way. So shout out to Dan. I was okay with it. But I was like, if you want to play game 3 again, we'll do it. So we play game 3 again. I brick, I get cooked. That's it. So it was meant to be. Dan earned the win twice. Yeah. At this big age, the big age of, the big age of 30, me and Dan both forgetting droll. as if we haven't played hundreds of games with this card in our deck. So that's kind of funny. It's been a while since it's been in my main, so but still, the onus is on both duelists. So my fault too. And yeah, so leading into this, just I honestly before I go to a regional big event, YCS, whatever, I reread every single card in my deck because there's some cards their second effect never comes up until it does. Until you're on live stream and you're like, holy shit, that does that. And again, X factors, right? So I'm gonna be doing that everything I can to do the best that I can and get a frame of reference of where I stand in this game. Earlier on in the year, I was talking about how I was number one in the country for a brief period of time, like maybe 2 nights, and that was cool. I was also playing a lot. I've been playing less now. Our local store does a leaderboard. I was at the top of that a couple last week, I think, and then I showed up hungover and wet X too. So I've sunk back down into a tied for third or something. Whatever, doesn't matter. In the country, I'm currently like 23rd or something. I'll look it up right now. All that to say, um, I'm less concerned about my placement in the country and at the local shop. I just want to fucking do well at a regional, man. I just want to. And I've gotten my invite. I have 2 invites. But there's something about doing it at a regional that is just like that to me. Like, that is that tuck that in your back pocket kind of moment. Um, and that's why I didn't play in the OTS because I had no benefit I had more benefit, not no benefit, but I had more benefit in playtesting against decks I was needing to playtest against than, run the gambit at locals and play against harpies or something. So, yeah. We'll probably wrap that one up here, guys. Do I have any fun stories that occurred at locals? No, pretty mundane locals. The one locals I attended this week, I went X1 in 3 rounds of Swiss. Um, Lost in the final. And, shout out to Sam. Sam went undefeated at the Friday locals. I didn't lose to Sam, though. There was just that many people there. So, and I wouldn't have. So, um, yeah. That's it, guys. Make sure you like this video. If you're listening on or watching on mobile, hype up the video. That's a new feature on YouTube. It could be locked by region, but check. Do it right now. Just do it right now. Just scroll down. Come on. You see it? Click it. Thank you. Like the video. Leave a comment. If you're playtesting, what are you doing? You go in game 2. Oh, interesting thing I saw was actually, and let me know if you guys have similar things, but one of our local guys was playtesting against Jackson. He goes, okay, I'm going to go I'm going to go first. You start with a Fua in your hand, or a Charmy in your hand, just pick one, just to get the info. See, how bad does this get for me if I play into these things? Which I think is interesting. That's obviously a good way to gain that information rather than live at locals where people forget drill. So anyways, like the video. Let me know your playtesting approaches. And remember, guys, we're all just one big community here playing a game we love. And it's okay to be ultra competitive at it. But at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Meeting people, sharing the love of the game. And yeah, don't be a dick. And we'll catch you next time. Peace.